Uncharted was directed by Ruben Fleischer, and it stars Tom Holland, Mark Wahlberg, Sophia Taylor-Ali, Tati Gabriella, and Antonio Banderas. Before I get into my review, I want to make something very clear. I love the Uncharted games. Playing these games will offer you probably the most cinematic experience a video game can offer you. Playing these games is like witnessing and interacting with a really excellent movie. I remember when I was too young to play these games, I would just watch my older brother play them, and I wasn't even mad at the fact that I was sitting on the couch watching my older brother play video games. Honestly, I felt like I was watching a really excellent adventure film, and I remember thinking that these games could translate really well onto the big screen. So this review will contain minor spoilers to Uncharted, but anything that I would consider a spoiler has already gotten spoiled in the trailers. So if you want to go into this film completely blind, but you want to receive my spoiler-free thoughts, I would highly recommend skipping to this timestamp so you can receive my spoiler-free thoughts and my final grade on this film. I will also leave an annotation in the description that you can skip to. So the idea of an Uncharted film has been in development hell for over 10 years, and for a while I was fully convinced that this film was just never going to happen. But things started to get off the ground when Tom Holland was cast as Nathan Drake, and that was when I began to grow skeptical. I've enjoyed Tom Holland's youthful take on Peter Parker. I mean, for that character, it really works. Though, for Uncharted, Nathan Drake is supposed to be this rough and tumble badass. Though, after I've seen this film, I can say that Tom Holland actually wasn't that bad as Nathan Drake. Though he never really 100% sold me as the character. He never disappeared into the role. It always felt like Tom Holland playing Nathan Drake, rather than me watching a movie with the real Nathan Drake that I had grown so attached to while playing the games. Tom Holland's performance did grow on me. Maybe that's because as the film went on, he grew into the Nathan Drake that we had grown so attached to from those video games. So originally Mark Wahlberg was supposed to play Nathan Drake, but he got recast as Sully, and Mark Wahlberg didn't remotely act or look like Sully. In the games, Sully is this slightly cranky older gentleman who has a thick mustache and smokes tons of cigars. In the movie, he just felt way too cocky, and he didn't really have all those character descriptions I described earlier till the very end of the film. As seen in the trailers, he does grow his mustache and finally gets the look down with the Hawaiian shirt and the cigar by his side. Even though it was nice to finally see Sully look the way he is supposed to, it didn't really feel earned, and it was very clear that they just did this for the fan service. Though these criticisms are from the perspective of a diehard fan of this franchise, and I could see a casual moviegoer going to see this movie and having a blast with it. And in that regard, this film is a pretty solid introduction to the Uncharted series. As a mindless, fun, action-adventure film, this film will entertain you. Despite of all the issues I had with this film didn't fail to entertain me. The action sequences, for example, are actually pretty solid and a pretty accurate representation of what the action scenes are like in the video games. Though they never really got to the overall epicness of the train scene from Uncharted 2, though I wasn't really left disappointed by the action set pieces in this film. Longtime Uncharted fans like myself will enjoy some little nods and references to the games. There's a scene pretty early in this film that I actually thought was pretty clever. If you take the dialogue by itself, it's pretty accurate to what these characters would say and how they would behave. It's just the overall performances, I feel like, didn't really sell these characters. Even though the dialogue is accurate to the characters, it's the performances that really made the characters fall short. So maybe a few years back, we got an Uncharted fan film with Nathan Fillion playing Nathan Drake. And I believe that that film was a superior Uncharted movie. So even though that film didn't have all the bombastic action sequences, it wasn't feature length, and it wasn't as high budget, though I feel like that film had a better understanding of these characters. So I wish that we had gotten a feature-length Uncharted film with Nathan Fillion in the lead. Overall, Uncharted was a fun time at the cinema, and it didn't fail to entertain me. Though as an Uncharted fan, I couldn't help but be let down because this film just didn't hold a candle to those original games, and even that fan film. Overall, Uncharted gets a B-. Anyways, I hope you enjoyed my review of Uncharted. And if you did, make sure to give this video a like. And if you want more content like this, hit the subscribe button and ring the bell notification so you can be notified every time I upload a new video. And shout out to Grand Admiral Thrawn and Millennium Force. Thanks for watching.